And we are live. And with that being said, welcome back to a new episode of Lunch and Debates. I am your co-host Dibo, along with my two other co-hosts, Matt and Owen.
How y'all doing today? It's good to be back.
What is up, dude? Been a little bit since I hopped on an NFL episode.
Glad I have you, as always.
Of course, I'm glad to be here.
Hey, no, Owen, like, real talk. I'm not trying to be ruining anything, but I think I forgot the last time you were on here.
Shit, me too. Me too.
No, it was
It was the fantasy
offenses.
Draft.
Yeah, it was the offenses draft.
Yeah, okay, it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not too long. That's like 2-3 weeks, if that.
Yeah.
That's on me though. Should have been fucking way less than that.
Right.
You're all good. So score predictions, Owen, for this weekend: CSU versus CU Boulder. As a Ram.
As a Ram, I'll make it very clear that we're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a very high likelihood that it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
My realistic score prediction is going to be 55 to 17.
55 to 17. So let me ask you something then, because I don't know the math off the top of my head. That's what 38 point.
About.
Because I think when I was looking earlier, the spread was like 23.5. So you're saying the hammer that CU will win by 24 or more?
Probably. That's what I'm saying realistic. Now, that being said, let me get this very clear.
Yeah,
I think there is a potential world where CU does not cover that spread. And here's why. CSU is playing with nothing to lose. We got a new quarterback this week. And then CU is playing, like, obviously, like, they should beat this team. Like, it's just no question. Like, 100%. Every possible world, they should beat this team. So that combined with it being a rival game, I could see CSU getting a little scrappy.
So is there any chance that you think they can upset, or are you just saying they can make it a close game?
I would say it's probably a less than 1% chance that they upset, but believe me, if they do, I would be insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not going to happen. So, very glad. Yeah. You know, with that being said, though, like, which team has Deion Sanders as the head coach? CU Boulder. Which team has probably a top 10 draft pick in next year's draft? One of the best QBs in that draft as well. Heisman candidate. CU Boulder, Shedeur Sanders. Which team has had the number one ranked recruit in his draft in his recruiting class? CU Boulder, Travis Hunter. Bro, I said it before on the previous episode, but bro, it's not gonna be close at all. It's not gonna be close.
That's why I said the realistic score is 55-17.
Yeah, and Owen, I know, like, I'm gonna tell this to your face right now. I'm gonna bake the shit out of you throughout the whole entire game. I'm gonna be in your ear the whole time.
He got to see you.
No, bro. I'm a Dion supporter. I got wherever Dion goes, I go. And he in Boulder.
Glazing is crazy.
Hey man, that's what the kids like to say, right? Glazing, dick riding, meat munching, bro, everything like that. Bro, I'm just being a supporter.
No, I will say
you're just like Abdul with KD.
Nah, that's
funny.
KD.
That's a different level.
The difference between KD and Deion Sanders is that Deion Sanders is not a loser. He's not a loser like KD is.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Take that, Owen. Take that.
No offense to KD. No offense to KD, but you look at the grand scheme of things.
Two rings. That's a winner in my books.
On which teams?
Very good team, and a very good team in which he was the best player on.
On a team that didn't need KD to win.
He was the best player. I'll give you that, but they didn't need him to win. Let's put it like that.
That's why, like, every Warriors player said they wouldn't have won without him.
They've won two without him.
Okay, duh, yeah.
No, it's different because it was in that time frame with different rosters.
Well, they won in 2015, lost in 2016. I bet they win at least one of 2017 and 2018 without KD.
Anywho, moving on.
Hold on, Owen. Since you're going up to Boulder, If you see Daniel Larson, you have to get a picture for me.
I don't know who that is.
Bro, leave that man
No.
alone. Please leave that man alone. Leave him
Yo,
alone. Leave
Daniel
that
Larson
man
is an
alone,
icon.
bro. Leave that man alone, bro.
Who
Do
the fuck
that,
is this
bro.
guy?
Please leave that man alone. We did
Yo,
the same thing happened at Dave and Buster's when I don't think you were there, Matt, but it was like me, Tyler, Danny,
oh, is that when
Abdul. I think
Alex took a
Angel was
picture
there
of him?
too. Yeah, it was that night, bro. Like, nah, leave that man alone. I don't even know what he does. I don't even know what stuff he does on TikTok. But like, leave that man alone. Let
Yeah,
him
by
be
what I'm
nothing
looking up
bolder.
on Google, I feel like it would be best for me to leave him alone.
Nah, that man's an icon. He was in a frat house at Boulder, living it up.
Why was
I
he in a
have inside
frat
sources.
house? For what
You,
reason?
well, I don't know that. I just know that he was at Mason Witters. Full name.
Mason goes to Boulder?
Mason does. He transferred.
Shit, I didn't know that.
He transferred. All right, man. Let's get into this episode.
I think we shall.
All right, Dibo. Tell the audience what we're doing today.
All right, so the main segment for today's episode, of course, week 1 just wrapped up on Monday. Very exciting game between the Bills and the Jets. Monday Night Football, crazy walk-off, punt return touchdown. And
Oh my god, bro.
it was a crazy game. And for our week 1 recap, we're going to say each of our winners and losers of week 1.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should be a
So,
good
Dibo,
episode.
why don't you start us off with one of your winners or losers? I'll let you choose which one you want to start us off with.
Yeah. Okay. So for my winner, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns, specifically their defense. Man, that unit made a statement Sunday against the Bengals, divisional rival, with an underdog heading into that game. Conditions were horrible, but it didn't matter. That defense balled out. Myles Garrett did his best AI impression, crossovers, man, on the line before the snap was being made by Burrow, and he still got to the QB, man. Hey, that's how great of a talent he is. But other players on that side as well, their secondary led by Denzel Ward, balled out, put both T. Higgins, Jamar Chase in straight jackets, locked up arguably the best wide receiving core in the entire league the whole game. And so I had big hopes for that Browns defense heading to this year. I said that Browns D line would arguably be the best D line in the entire league, and so far, my prediction's good.
Hey man, shout out Danny, bro. Shout out Danny. He's gonna love to hear this.
He's gonna be loving it.
Bro, me and Danny, bro, like that's twinning them. We've been seeing the vision. The vision's been there. We've been saying that defense is gonna be elite. Come
Yeah,
on
except
now.
Danny's saying he's been seeing the vision for like the past like 8 years, and this is the first time it's come to fruition.
I got some numbers here. To add and just showcase how good this defense was this week. So, Joe Burrow, who consensus top 5 quarterback in the league, finished this game with 82 passing yards. 82, didn't even hit triple digits, right?
Yeah, that was a yikes.
Locked up. Got locked
52, 52.2 passer rating before he got pulled at the end of the game when the Bengals threw in the white towel. Their leading receiver had less than 40 yards. So they held Jamar Chase to less than 40 yards. He had 39 for an average of 7 yards per catch. So, like, not the greatest. T. Higgins, as Dibo mentioned, was basically a no-show, had 0 receptions, 0 yards. And the running game wasn't ever able to really get going either. I mean, Joe Mixon barely averaged 4 yards a carry. He was pretty, like, he wasn't really involved in the game too much, and it kind of showcases how this defense was able to take out the big playmakers in the pass rush, just kept on getting home.
Yeah, well said. Also, yeah, no, it was tough to go from like all the hype of Joe Burrow just for him to throw under 100 yards. It's just a tough look all
Made
around.
him the most paid man in the NFL. Just
Yeah,
to have him throw
it's
less
kind
than
of
100
crazy.
yards.
I believe he did that the day it was announced that he was the most paid player in the NFL too.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think I'm right,
Well,
which is crazy.
I'm sorry. They did announce the contract extension on that Thursday, so it was a couple days after that, after he signed the contract.
All right.
Wait.
we
Can I say one more thing about Joe Burrow?
Yeah,
One more
absolutely,
thing,
absolutely.
bro. We as fans and the NFL media needs to hold this man accountable when he plays poorly. Now I understand the game Sunday, right? Very poor conditions, but at the same time, most of well, for the majority of people, they're blaming Deshaun Watson for performing badly, but they didn't say the same for Joe Burrow. And I understand he had the calf injury during training camp over the offseason. I get that. But in previous instances before, when he hasn't been up to par, like last year's AFC Championship game and even during the Super Bowl, right? The general public does not hold this man accountable compared to other superstar QBs in the league. They don't hold this man accountable compared to Lamar, compared to Jalen Hurts, compared to Josh Allen, compared to Mahomes, compared to Herbert. They don't hold that man accountable. They never hold that man accountable.
It's because Cincinnati finally has something good, bro. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd say there's some truth to that. I'd also say that this is the most important year for the Bengals, if ever, to start out good. Like, we know that they have a tradition of coming in from like an off-season hangover and typically losing their week one battles. But like, this is not the year you want to do that, because as we're saying, this AFC North looks like the toughest division in the NFL. Like, there's a strong case you can make for that. The Browns look amazing, as we know, with their defense and their running game. The Ravens are always just a force to be reckoned with. And now you have the Bengals. So like, all those teams are trying to fight for that one seed, for that home field advantage. You don't want to have to crawl your way through the wild card. So it's definitely not where you want to start bad week one. And hopefully they have a tough week two matchup against the Ravens. So we'll see how that one goes.
all right. Wait,
Should be good.
one more thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, I get that Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, the Riz King, Rizzing up
Joe
Livy
Cool.
Dunn, Joe Cool. Oh, look at
An
the
LSU
shades he
connection.
gone. Yeah, look at the Cartier shades he gone. Look at the fur coat. Look at how much swag he got, bro.
But
He's
he's like
so
the
cool.
Josh Giddey of the NFL.
Bro, Joe Shiesty, that's that guy. He's so cold with it, bro. But at the same time, whenever Joe Burrow has a mediocre game, a bad game, hold that man accountable, because we all know that he's a top 3 quarterback in this league, right? It's like it's no debate there.
Top five. There's debate for top three.
Okay, top 5 at worst. There's no debate about that. So
Mm-hmm.
if we're gonna put him in these convos, if people are gonna say that he's a competitor to Mahomes, we gotta hold him accountable.
Yeah,
Well said.
100%. I
Well
agree,
said.
Dibo. Owen, let's move on to your winner. Who's your winner for week one?
My winner for week one was Brock Purdy and the 49ers as a whole. But man, especially y'all two, bro, you guys be hating on Brock Purdy sometimes. But nah, he threw for 220 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. But looked good in the big 30-7 win.
For sure.
Especially week one.
Sure.
Especially against the Steelers too, man. The Steelers were coming in with a lot of hype this season.
Yeah.
Not really. They wouldn't know. No, but
from me.
with you, 12 wins. I'm still, bro. 12 wins.
Well, I had to figure out a way to get them in my playoffs, and that was the only way to get them in. But Owen, 100%. That 49ers team just looked special. We saw Christian McCaffrey kind of looking like his vintage self. He had, I think it was like a 65-yard touchdown run. Brandon Ayuk was living up to his expectations, and
Good
like
player.
you mentioned, while I might not be the biggest fan of Brock Purdy, I have to admit that he has some great pocket presence, and he was able. I know that Patrick Peterson before the game was talking trash, and he was saying he has a couple tells. I'll let you know when after I intercept it, and then he threw 2 touchdowns on him. So I thought that was pretty impressive. That was pretty cool. He threw a little jab in the post game conference, which I like.
The real Joe Shiesty.
But that the defense looked legit. The offense looked legit, and once again, the 49ers just look like a team to be reckoned with. Probably a top 3 team in the NFL right now.
Absolutely. Especially coming off a strong season last season, too.
Nah, man, I would say the Niners are the best team in the NFL right now. I'd say so.
There you go. With a quarterback that y'all two don't like.
That's what I'm saying. What about the Eagles? But that's more so just because of the roster construction. Construction, they have one of the best teams. I think I might take the Eagles over them because of that O-line, though.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles were runner-up last season, so it's a safe bet.
That's true.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with saying the Eagles are a solid team in the league.
No, for sure. They're definitely up there, though. They're definitely up there. That goes without saying.
For sure.
Anybody else got something to say about? Go ahead.
Just Brock Purdy at W. Shout out my boy Brock.
Say it.
No.
I thought you were gonna say his nickname.
No.
Scary.
Maybe in like 2 hours.
Scary.
Maybe in like 2 hours. Fair. All right, I'll move on to my winner from this week. And my winner was the Miami Dolphins. I said the Miami Dolphins for a couple of different things, right? One, we obviously had some question marks around Tua, right? Would he be able to get back to how he looked at the beginning of last year when he looked great? So far in week 1, he absolutely did. People want to say maybe it was Tyreek. Either way, the ball has to get to Tyreek somehow. So I thought Tua played a phenomenal game. I thought they walk away knowing that they have the best wide receiver in the league. I know Devontae Adams was going at it with Sauce, but I think as of right now, Tyreek Hill just has to be the best wide receiver. And Vic Fangio, I know that defense gave up a lot of points, but he showed when it mattered the most in the most important moment that the defense came up clutch. He drew up some beautiful plays, drew up some beautiful sacks. So I think there's a lot of positives for Miami right now.
Yeah.
Very true. Hey, man, Tua was dealing the whole game. He was making those tough throws. I like that. Hey, man, last year they said Tua can't become accurate with the deep ball, can't become accurate above 10 plus yards in the air, but I saw a lot of positive things about Tua. Now, of course, he had 1 or 2 interceptable passes, which with his game, him being the aggressive playmaker down the field that he is, that's going to happen on a consistent basis. But I was very pleased with his performance, being so like being a playmaker outside the pocket, creating outside of structure. There's a lot of good things about him and that Dolphins offense on Sunday. So hey, props to him.
For sure. And I thought one of the most impressive things about that performance was how he didn't really have a running game. Like Raheem Mostert, he had 10 carries, averaged less than 4 yards a carry, and so it was really left up to Tua and his arm, and he threw for over 450 yards.
Yeah,
Tyreek had over 200 of those.
Bro, Tyreek had as many yards as Brock Purdy did.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns, just like Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very impressive, and then the ability for the pressure to get there. We saw that late. I think on the final drive of the game, Herbert got sacked like 2 or 3 times out of the 4 plays. So they dominated in the clutch. And that's just what Vic Fangio does.
Very defensive set in mind. Very good.
Yeah, former Broncos coach.
That's right.
Former Broncos legend.
And
he wasn't good. He wasn't good.
Well, we had a good defense.
We did have a good defense.
Like Kane coaching in of itself, he wasn't good at it. Like
that's just how.
I remember a lot of Bronco fans when they hired Nathaniel Hackett, they all wanted to make Fangio the DC, and they wish that they wanted that to be the structure. But obviously, there's kind of a power dynamic if you do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, you want to move on to
Hey,
losers? Go ahead. Go ahead.
one more thing. They're not my losers for this episode, but I want to talk about the Chargers, specifically Brandon Staley and the defense.
Mm,
Cones the whole game. First of all, why would you run man coverage against one of, if not the most dynamic wide receiver duo in the entire league? I looked up a stat earlier this week talking about the Chargers throughout the entire game. 80% of their defensive plays were in man coverage. The whole entire game. And guess what happened? Tyreek is cooking them over and over and over and over and over. And if you're this Chargers defense, right, you put all of this capital on all sides of the defense, right, with
mhm.
Khalil Mack, Eric Kendricks. They signed him in free agency this offseason.
JT Jackson.
Him too. You still have Derwin James, Joey Bosa, all of these big names on that side of the ball. And your
Mhm.
defense is still terrible. They
Yeah,
can't stop anything. Bro, isn't Brandon Staley a defensive guru? That's what
absolutely.
that's what people were calling him when he was the Rams defensive coach. But hey, if I'm seeing it right now, that man was an Aaron Donald merchant. We gotta be real. We gotta keep it
Ooh,
real.
ooh. I mean, speaking of Aaron Donald, I think it's very funny
Dude's a player.
how we were talking about the Dolphins and their O line health, and obviously Teron Armstead was ruled out before the game, and they had a couple other injuries along that O line, and the Chargers still finished with 0 sacks. Still
Have
finished with 0 sacks.
backup O lineman the Dolphins had, and they couldn't get to Tua. They couldn't get to
Yeah,
Tua. They couldn't make him uncomfortable. Brandon Staley, what are you doing? What does he do? What does he
great question.
do?
It's a tough look.
Great question.
It's
What
a
does he
tough look
do?
for sure.
Come on, man.
It's a tough look.
Bro, like as a man, right?
As a
With your
man,
job, right? You're supposed to be this defensive mastermind. You're supposed to be one of the brightest geniuses when it comes to that side of the ball in the entire league. And year in, year out, mediocre defenses,
mm.
mediocre.
Eric Bieniemy will be a great coach for them next year.
Oh yeah.
Former Chiefs OC.
Oh, brother, yeah.
Um,
Oh
no, I was gonna
man,
say though, do you remember preseason when that clip came out of Tyreek where he was like, "I don't even watch film, like I just get all my stuff from Madden. Madden's pretty close. They got like the man coverage ratings, the zone coverage ratings, like all that stuff.
And Tyreek's one of us.
But
Well,
Us.
no, that's you. That's just you. I'm good.
but but
Stop hating.
Bro,
Stop
we're
hating.
good from here. We're
Stop
good
hating.
all
from
I'm
here.
saying,
No offense,
all I'm saying,
no offense.
that Chargers secondary and specifically Michael Davis, they have to be awful in Madden. Because Tyreek Hill was playing with the most confidence. Tyreek Hill was playing with the most confidence. He knew that no matter what he did, they were not going to stop him. So it's always fun to see a receiver playing like that.
Very true.
Dude is
But
a
let's move on to
rocket.
losers.
Yeah, let's move on to losers.
Go ahead, Dibo. Start us off with losers.
All right. For me, of course, I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. Bro, I don't even know
Why?
where to start. I don't even know where to start. There's so many, bro. There were so many bad things that went wrong that game against the Packers, bro. Week 1, divisional game against arguably your biggest rival in the Green Bay Packers.
Not
Right.
arguably.
Definitely. Yeah.
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 Bro, okay, definitely right at Soldier Field, opening day, right? Lots of hype in the offseason. Will Justin Fields take the leap? Can he be great with DJ Moore with this new weapon, right? And what happened? Offensively, complete dog shit. I mean, there's so much tape. There's so much tape and a lot of analysis on Twitter and social media have been cooking the Bears offense this entire week because of just how badly inept that offense was. Like you had guys running with two routes running to the same area of the field. Um, blockers not being properly set, plays going absolutely nowhere, horrible play designs, and for their offensive coordinator Luke Getsy, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like my man, what are you cooking up every week during practice? And with the final end product being horrible. I mean, bro, I looked at the tape, the all 22, bro. So with some of these plays, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're trying to do. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And I haven't even talked about the defense, bro. Completely terrible. So for the Bears, right? Their best trait is the secondary. Of course, their most talent is in the secondary. So
Hmm.
as a defensive coordinator, his name's Alan Williams. Why would you only rush 4, 5 people on the line the entire game when the D line is obviously their biggest weakness uh,
Yeah.
with that defensive unit, bro? The whole game, Jordan Love comfortable throws, timely throws, throwing with anticipation to his open receivers, and he did this even without Christian Watson, who was out. What
Yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing, man? Like, bro,
No, for sure.
if you're a defensive coordinator, wouldn't it be easier? Wouldn't it be better to help out your secondary by just trying to disguise some blitzes here and there to throw Love off his feet? Which Jordan Love, that was only his second career start on
Hmm.
this past Sunday. And he looked comfortable.
But he
Yeah.
looked really good. Really good.
Hmm. Well, yeah. No, I agree. I think that. Well, I'll actually start with the Packers because we're kind of talking about them right now. I thought that their team did a really good job helping out Jordan Love. Dibo mentioned it was his second career start, and I felt like he continuously just had good starting field position throughout that game. And I feel like Matt LaFleur drew up a lot of good looks for him. Where, yeah, there were some balls through tight windows, but a lot of it was like some pretty standard stuff that kind of eases you in and builds your confidence up as you go. So I thought the game plan was very well executed. And then you mentioned Christian Watson being out. I don't know what it's going to look like going forward, but I think that they need some more receiving options in the future draft because their two leading receivers this game were Aaron Jones and Luke Musgrave.
No,
Who?
I mean,
Like was
yeah,
their first round tight end. The tight end, he looked very good. He looked very good. I'll say. I think that might have been a hit on the pick, but Romeo Dobbs, he had a good game, but most of his work just came in the red zone. And outside of Christian Watson, it feels like a lot of their receiving options aren't a typical receiver. So whether it's development and they just need some more time, or they're going to need to draft one, but we'll see. We'll see in the future. But going to the Bears, I mean, it was just not a good performance. It was not a good performance. They let the Packers D line, which typically isn't known as a pass rushing D line, to get to the house quite a bit. Um, Chase Claypool is being like they're
garbage,
making highlights for him
garbage. I'm
because
so
of how
sorry.
low
That
his
man
effort
is
was.
garbage. Horrible. Bro, he should not be that trash. 6'4", great size. Bro, as a wide receiver, you can't be that trash. You can't have that low of effort.
No, I'm saying especially
I'm
because you
being for
mentioned his
real.
size. You mentioned his size. They were trying to use it in like screen passes. They were literally just trying to have him block, and he was getting ran over by like tiny corners. Just no effort. DJ Moore, everybody was excited for his debut. I think he had less than 30 receiving yards. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it wasn't good. It was not a good day for them.
Yeah, it's a tough look for the city of Chicago for sure.
They're gonna need to get Justin Fields some protection.
Hey, bro, Justin Fields, bro, do not let me down, brother. Please don't. Please, bro. I put too much stock in you before the season started for you to still not see the field. And it's week 3, and it's year 3. And I know you can be a great player, and I know you're a very talented quarterback. I see the vision in you. I see the promise in your abilities to play quarterback. You just gotta believe in yourself to do so, man. Come
Preach,
on.
preach,
So
Dibo.
inspirational. So inspirational.
My brother, I got you, my brother, I got you, bro. We gonna see the field together. We're gonna find the reads easier. We're gonna throw in anticipation better. we gotta believe, and
But-
I have the belief in you to do it. So come on, man, let's go.
But I'm sure Justin Fields will hear this one day.
It's gonna be like 10
Maybe.
years later.
maybe. Hey man, I'm not saying it in a negative way. I got mad belief in my boy Fields, man.
Don't worry, Dibo. I had to give that talk in the mirror to Kenny Pickett. So we're both on the same wavelength.
Sometimes you gotta give these boys belief. You gotta make them believe. You gotta be on your coach prime. You gotta be on your Dion. You gotta put that. You gotta talk some sense into them. Well, that came out weird, but you gotta like motivate them to succeed in these positions.
No,
That's what you gotta do.
100%. Oh, and who was your loser for this week?
My loser for this week was the New York Giants. God damn, they looked bad. They looked real bad, man. And I was supposed to have a good Sunday night watching a good football game. It just did not happen. Especially Daniel Jones, bro.
Go ahead.
So this man, Daniel Jones, I've been hearing he's supposed to be getting better, bro. He's supposed to be getting better. How are you going to play a whole ass 60 minutes, throw for 104 yards and 2 interceptions? Oh my god, dude, it was so bad, bro. It was just a bad game. Well, a good game if you're a Dallas fan, but just a bad game to watch, man.
True. Yeah, I mean, but that O line was horrible throughout the whole game.
Sickening, absolutely sickening.
Evan Neal, a former first rounder from last year, bro, was getting worked. He was getting worked. It was awful to see. Other than Andrew Thomas, that entire Giants O-line did not have a good game.
And Michael was getting his way. Michael was having his way with Andrew Thomas a decent amount. Yeah.
Barbecue chicken every time. Barbecue chicken. Licking his chops. Licking his chops.
No, yeah. Dibo said Myles Garrett was his decoy for this season. I think mine has to be Micah Parsons. I think that Cowboys pass rush looks so good. I think Micah Parsons' ability to correctly guess a snap count is one of the most underrated skills any player can have. And I don't think there's a better player at it than him. I think the speed he has on the edge, just the way he's able to outrun tackles and guess it perfectly, I think just gives him such a boost. That rookie center, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But, boy, that was a tough debut. And then for the offense for the Cowboys, it's like I was excited to see some players. There were even some people picking the Giants to upset the Cowboys in this one. But the Dallas offense basically didn't really have to do anything but just play like smart football.
You're right. They were on autopilot because the Giants were so bad.
Fun fact, how high do you think the Dallas Cowboys defense finished this week in fantasy football?
They finished number 1.
I'm gonna say like 33. I'm gonna say 33 points.
They had 35. Number one was Tyreek. Number 1 was Tyreek. So it's not number 1.
I thought you were going like defenses only. My bad.
Oh no. I'm saying total.
My fault. I misunderstood.
Total. Where do you guys think they finished?
They finished like 4th or 5th, no?
Dibo?
3rd.
2nd.
God damn,
defense finishing 2nd has to be unheard of.
Bro, imagine picking the Dallas defense too. God damn, that's like a blessing in disguise, and you didn't even know it.
Well, that defense always will create turnovers, but I don't think anybody is picking up that defense thinking they're going to score 35 points.
Exactly, a blessing
or
in disguise.
Or any defense, dude. Yeah.
That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, they were 2nd. I can't see anymore because they updated it for this week, but it was like Tua was up there. Or no, yeah, Tua I think was 3rd. Then I think it was like Ayuk and Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jacoby had 2 touchdowns and was cooking the fucking Broncos.
Right.
Just shut up.
That bro. But y'all suck.
Shut up,
man.
Y'all the Broncos might have lost,
bro.
But I do not like people hating on Sean Payton for the onside kick call. I mean, they fucking recovered it. If a dude doesn't touch it like half a yard before it crosses the allowed distance, then they recover the kick. It was perfectly executed. Other than that, they recovered the
Sean,
kick. It was worth it to try to get the momentum. I had no problem with it.
Sean Payton, he don't
It's
give
a
a
bold
fuck.
move.
Shout out AP, bro. Shout out AP for that reference. That was
Bro, that was so funny.
Yeah,
That was
he was
so
going
funny.
crazy on it.
he's smoking Denver pack. Bro, AB, what's the
Never
pack
changing that,
called?
man.
AB, what's the pack called? Scotty Pippen. So look at that Scotty Pippen.
God damn.
AB, man. AB funny. AB, man,
Bro, he
funny.
really is too.
Generation.
That's just a funny dude.
Yeah.
So my loser
Yeah, let's hear it.
to round us off
Let's hear
is the
Wait,
Minnesota Vikings.
wait. Oh shoot! I was about to say
Wow.
something about
it.
the Giants. I was about to say something about the Giants.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I had high hopes for the Giants coming to the
So did a
year,
lot of people,
but
man.
after that blowout loss, bro, I'm done, man. That loss could single handedly ruin your entire season because get this, divisional opponent, primetime game, and you
The
get blown
first
out,
Sunday night football game, man.
right? And you
That
get
shit was
blown out
supposed to be
like
a
that.
banger.
Yeah, and you get blown out like that 40-0. That's the final score,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, once the Cowboys took that block punt for a touchdown, I knew the game was over. It was over. Block kick, my fault. Block kick from the field goal by Grant Guinell. They ran that back for the touchdown, and I knew that was over for the Giants because the whole game out of sync, weren't like lack of I don't know how to say, but lack of like competitiveness on that whole side. They were just completely out of it. And if you're Brian Daboll in this team, especially for Daboll, how can you get this team back to being motivated, to being back to shape, to have that grit, to have that fight for the rest of the year? Because, bro, that type of loss, like I said before, will single-handedly ruin a team. And we saw that last year, right, with the Colts. Y'all remember that blowout loss to the Colts on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
And look what,
Against who?
against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally know what you're
Yeah,
talking
that was a
about.
tough one.
Yes. Yeah, you're 100% on the dot.
And throughout the rest of that season, completely out of it. And I know, and now I know just Saturday that whole thing that went on. Yeah, that can contribute to that. But at the same time, lost motivation, lost all heart, packed it up. And to be honest, that could happen the same way for the Giants too.
Here's my rebuttal though. I understand Frank Rad is a good coach, but I don't think he's the coach of Brian Daboll. And I think Brian Daboll will be able to rally the troops and get them to playing like the Giants we thought we were going to see heading into Sunday night. Especially, I think that they'll figure out a way to incorporate Darren Waller better. Saquon too. Saquon, like he had some touches, but he didn't really look like himself.
Yeah,
so.
he just looked kind of average.
Yeah, so I think they'll be able to make their playmakers look a lot better than before, or than they did in week one.
Hey man, here's the hoping, right?
Here's the hoping. Well said. But as mentioned, so am I gonna move on to my take then?
Yeah, for sure. The Vikings.
The Vikings. Last year, the Vikings went. What was their record? 14-3, I believe.
I believe so.
No, they won 13 games.
13-4. 13-4.
Yeah.
So relatively on track. And they went 13-4, won a division, and they had a negative point differential. And I think a lot of people could tell that was fluky. And then losing week one to Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where Justin Jefferson is visibly upset on the sideline. Kirk Cousins is throwing red interceptions, and the defense still looks very poor. So I think Minnesota's in for a really long season. I do, and I think that they might need some upgrades at quarterback.
At quarterback, so what? So who would they possibly get to upgrade from Kirk Cousins?
Danny's on the dot. Get that man from Arizona, Kyler Murray. I think it's a match made in heaven.
You think so?
I think it's a match made in heaven. I think that's a big upgrade from what they currently have, especially when it comes to the running ability. I think that Alexander Madison will be a big beneficiary of that because you'll be getting a lot of read options.
He's still mid. I'm sorry.
He's all right. He's all right. He's not the biggest of their problems. I'll put it like that. Like I can live with Alexander Madison being my running back compared to the other roster issues with this team. But Justin Jefferson was visibly upset. He had a crazy hit stick. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, after the pick, yeah.
After the pick.
I did see that. That was crazy.
I just think that him and Justin Jefferson, Kyler Murray would be one of the. I don't know. This is off the top of the dome, so I might be wrong, but I'd say at minimum, like a top 8 wide receiver QB duo. Because you already have a top 3. I can see it. You already have a top 3 wide receiver with Justin Jefferson, and then healthy Kyler's borderline top 10. So I think there's an argument to be made for that.
The midget.
But there's just so many question marks with this team. And I think that they have a genuine case for being one of the biggest fall-offs this year. I mean, we talked about the Giants. The Giants made the playoffs last year. Now it looks like who knows. I think we might see the Vikings go from a team who was 13-4 to 1, potentially even missing out on wild card, or 2. Well, 1, I don't think they'll win the division. I think the Lions will win the division. But they might not make wild card. They might have to crawl their way out of wild card and end up losing in the first round like they did last year anyways. So I think it's a crazy time to be a Vikings fan.
That's for sure, man. That is for sure. It was a tough look.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Tough look for the Midwest/North.
All right.
Hey, we gotta move on.
So So with me talking about the Vikings, they obviously played tonight. We're recording this on a Thursday. They play tonight against the Eagles. Who are you guys taking for this game?
You want to go first, Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
After all that shit I just talked about the Vikings, I'm going to reiterate it and go with the Philadelphia Eagles. The wise choice. Jalen Hurts about to have a monster game.
Dibo?
Same. I'm going to go with Philly. It's going to be a repeat of last year's primetime game between the two. Yeah. I just think with the physicality on the trenches, that is going to throw that whole Vikings team off throughout the whole entire game. Kirk Cousins, he's going to be hurt a lot. He's going to be pressured a lot with that Eagles D-line going up against them. It's just a horrible matchup for Minnesota overall. So I'll take the Eagles to win it by double digits. It's not going to be close.
Good choice.
Yeah, I could see that. I would also am taking the Eagles' first home game of the season. We know Philadelphia is one of the best home stadiums in the NFL, so I assume them to be rowdy tonight, make a lot of noise, get at least a couple false starts. And yeah, I just don't think the defense of Minnesota can hang with these receivers, and I think we might see primetime Kirk Cousins come out. winless in primetime.
Yeah.
That
is him.
Yeah, he is. Or at least on Thursday Night Football, he's winless.
I'm pretty sure he's not winless on primetime still. I do not want to believe that.
So I'm pretty sure there's like a running joke about it.
Well, the internet, people lie about everything. So
yeah, but it's like I think it's just one of those because they post it every time after he loses on primetime. Yeah. I think I saw NFL on Fox. Dang, the longest tenured quarterback in the NFL is Dak Prescott. Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's cool.
Rodgers he went to the Jets. Mahomes, he's been the quarterback since like 2018.
Yeah.
Dak was drafted before him.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is
left
Dak's
the
an old
Rams
ass.
too. He's only like in his early 30s, so he's not that old.
Yeah, he got some
No,
time.
he's like 29.
He got some
No,
time.
I'm pretty. He's like above 30, if I'm correct.
He's 30 exactly.
No,
There we go.
fair enough. Owen
Look
the
at
stat.
Yeah,
Dibo.
and
No. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. Dibo is correct. Kirk Cousins is 11 and 18 on prime time.
But damn,
That's
you
not
must
a
have been
good
thinking about
record.
someone else then.
but I found something recently. He's 12 and 20 actually on prime time.
This
From
is
recent.
This is 8 hours ago from NFL on Fox, which has
NFL on
1.3 mil and is verified. Actual verified, not like paying for it. To my knowledge.
Bears. I don't know. Damn, the Vikings. This Vikings page got it wrong. This is the official Vikings website too.
Yeah, they're definitely fluffing the numbers for their QB. Maybe
Yeah,
that's counting Commanders.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Wow.
That's counting Commanders games though, because that might have just been Vikings what I saw, but I think it's set for his career.
Okay.
Do you guys want to hear my two leg parlay for tonight?
Yeah, man. Betting channel.
What is that? Hey, yo, kid, talk to the kids out there. Hey, man, please gamble responsibly.
Be smart with your money.
Please be very smart with that.
But I took Jake Elliott, the Philadelphia kicker, over 1.5 field goals. So he just has to hit 2 field goals. And then Kirk Cousins over 24.5 completions. He had 33 completions last week for reference. So, and we know Minnesota likes to throw the ball, so I'm hoping that will hit. $10.
Say that. Say that second one more time. Say that one more time.
Kirk Cousins over 24.5 passing completions.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
$10 to win 35.
To win how much?
Okay.
35.
35. Okay, got you.
Which not bad for a 2-legger.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game just started. I saw Jalen Hurts just got sacked, and then he threw a pass to Devonta Smith for 54 yards. I'm telling y'all, I don't think that Devonta Smith AJ Brown trade was a fleece like you guys think. It was 1,000% not.
Wait, tell me the details of the trade.
It was AJ Brown and Marvin Mims is who I got. In return, I gave Devonta Smith, Michael Gallup, and a first. That's not a fleece.
Yeah, I want to take that shit.
But I'll say it like this. But that's because you guys are viewing it as like that's because you guys are viewing it as AJ Brown is the 1 receiver, Devonta Smith is a 2 receiver, right?
Yeah.
I think by the end of the year it's a 1A, 1B. I think it's a 1A, 1B.
Matt's either sounding really smart in a year or really dumb.
I just think that that's the logical extension. Because if you look, I mean, he outscored AJ Brown week 1. I think that the rapport that he and Jalen Hurts have built is something. And then I think he's developed every year in the league. You got to remember, I think that this is only his 3rd year, while AJ Brown has had a lot more like experience. So I think that we're going to see another year of progression from Devonta Smith. So that's why I think it's going to be more of a 1A, 1B thing. Bet Jake Elliott might already have a field goal.
This man cooking up with the bets.
Because it's 4th and 6 on Minnesota's 6-yard line.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like I said again, kids, be
Don't
smart
Matt's doing.
gambling. Hey,
field goal is good.
If you have a gambling addiction, please call for help. Please
Dibo,
get the gambling hotline. They're gonna help you. They're gonna treat you good. I promise you that.
Dibo, do I got a gambling addiction?
Yes.
No, that's
no. You're smart with it. You're smart with it.
I was about to say, you guys actually want to hear my new strategy, and I think I have a brilliant strategy. So I do something like I do tonight, right? Like a 2-leg parlay with 2 things that I think are pretty likely to happen, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I only put $10 on that, right?
Yep.
So like last week, for example, I'll give you my example. So I had K-State money line because they were big favorites, and then I took CU Boulder spread of minus 2.5, right? So I bet $10.
That was a lock.
Right. So I bet $2. Payout was 20. So I ended up netting $10 profit, right?
Uh-huh.
With that $10 profit, I placed a 5-leg parlay. 4 of the first legs hit. Broncos sold me, so I would have won $90. So basically I just broke even, right? Because I bet the $10 that I won from before.
Uh-huh.
So I'm using that $10 that I initially bet for this bet. So I think it's actually a pretty smart strategy.
Hey man, I respect it.
Lovely.
Smart betting, dude. That's the way to go. Just having
Not a
fun
bad
with it.
strat. Not a bad strat. Because the 2-leg you can just pick like decent locks, and then you'll net something. But yeah.
Yep. Good stuff though.
Hey, do you want to wrap it up from here?
I think we can.
Sure.
I think we can. Good winners and losers segment.
Another great episode by Lunch on the Base in the books.
Hell yeah. That's
Just
us.
saying. And with that being said, thank y'all so much. If y'all watched the entire video, we appreciate the love and support. And social medias, TikTok, Instagram,
Run them up.
Please run them up. All with the handle @Lunch from Debates. Hey man, we post daily on all those platforms, so a lot more content on there.
Hey, the my Patriots clip of saying they were gonna have 4 wins went a little viral, right?
Did it now?
And there were quite a bit of people in my DMs and Lunchroom Debate DMs, with some choice words. Not like anything bad, but just talking about. But you can ask any of them. You can ask any of them. I talk ball.
They were calling Mal fucking idiot the entire time.
It did go viral. Bro, yeah. This bitch has 3,000 likes.
66K people on IG baking the fuck out of him.
No. The comment section was pretty toxic, bro. I can't lie.
The top comment, this is the worst fucking prediction I've ever seen.
Hey, but all I'm saying, you can DM me, I'll respond. I got no problem talking ball with anybody.
Hey, and that's the fun of it, man. What are we doing this for? We're doing it for fun.
But yeah, and also getting baked the fuck online. Matt,
that's right.
Matt be getting shit on for his takes. I be getting shit on for my appearance, and yeah, right.
Hey, you know what? That's all part of the internet, man. You got to be able to take it.
The problem is that I'll make 10 takes. 9 of my takes will be good. Instagram won't boost it. I have one shit ass take, it gets 66K views, and it's all the people see.
Hey man, but yo, like, come on, bro. I got takes too, bro. Like, why have you shit on me for how I look, man? Come on now, like, bro. Somebody in the TikTok comment section, I forgot what video it was. Oh, no, it was for the Cowboys. I said the Cowboys will never like amount to anything. They won Super Bowl, and someone said like I look like EDP's son.
That's so funny. Oh my god! But that's actually.
Someone said I look like EDP's son. Like, bro, where'd you even get that from? First of all, second, bro, do you see me right here? Do I look fat to you, bro? Someone called me a fat fuck too on IG.
I saw that.
Bro, they hate
that. Bro, I'm saying, bro, they got some talk. They get toxic in the comments.
Bro, like, let me go to the IG on Instagram. It'll be quick. Hold on, bro. You can't count on that hairline neither. This fat fuck talks about the 1996 Cowboys like he saw them play in the 90s. Bro, damn,
that's funny,
bro,
man.
but that's really mean. That's me, bro. It's just sports, man.
Bro, you remember the Ronaldo clip where I was talking about MLS and the Saudi League?
Bro, they beat the fuck out of you.
Average American arguing about soccer. Hold on. Hold on. Somebody called me a McDonald's worker. I remember. I could hold on. I'm looking for the comment.
Oh no, dude.
Bro is having an American moment.
Why is an American allowed to have opinion on football or at all?
Who the fuck is this guy? American discussing football. Okay, they were begging you for calling it soccer instead of football.
Matt, how did I know you're not Canadian?
Bro, go back and eat burger with the clown emoji.
It's just funny to read those, bro.
It's funny.
It's entertaining, man.
No, for sure.
That's funny.
Yeah, we need Owen to get a little more roasted.
Bro, yeah. I can only imagine what they would roast on my profile picture if there's a clip of me that goes viral.
You gotta get the camera, bro.
Bro,
yeah, you gotta turn that camera on. Turn that camera on, buddy.
I don't got a camera on this computer.
Turn that camera on, buddy. We want to see you.
Hold on.
But at least I got a profile picture, man. It's better than not having or just having like the default one.
Yeah, Danny.
You can at least like see me, you know.
Yeah, I'm like we gotta start like forcing people if they're not gonna show their camera on to like have a profile pic, an actual profile pic in there.
Hold on. There was a way that I looked and I saw what our most liked posts were. I'm trying to have it and see if we could guess.
Hey, can you do that quick? Cause I'm trying to watch the game right now.
You're chill. We can get off here.
All right.
We can get off here. I'll just bring you to the next episode.
Okay, that's fine. Hey man, again, thank y'all so much for the love and support.
Hell
Peace.
Yeah. Hold on.
To the moon. Oh,
I found it. Well, hold on. Okay, can we guess the most with our faces or with something we said? Because that's what we really care about.
Probably not.
I think
top five.
It was the one where I said Mike Evans wasn't a Hall of Famer. I think was that my most one.
No.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Is it your Patriots one?
That's one of them. That's number 3. Dibo, there's one of you. There's 2 that were pretty recent.
Of which one?
Which one? Of you or that were recent?
Of me.
Think I don't want to give it away. It was like the first one that blew up for us. Like actually blew up. I'll put it like that. When we were still recording in my basement.
Oh, we talking about the dunk contest?
Dunk contest. Yep, that's number 1 with 113.
That was a good one.
The dunk contest, bro. What? How long ago was this?
A while.
Like it was in February.
Yeah, right before NBA All-Star break. The other one is that soccer clip that I mentioned. That's number 4. So
I found
number 5.
No, never mind. Sorry, my bad.
Number 3 relates to the NBA playoffs. It could be the first round, could be second round, could be championship, but it's related to a team in the playoffs.
Oh, it's for the Denver Nuggets, the Dynasty Tug.
Yes, that's number 2. And then number 1.
That's a good take, man. That's a good take.
Lovely. Well, there might be a little bias behind that.
No bias. And
then number 1 is an argument that we frequently have in the group chat relating to all time or legacy.
What? Damian Lillard?
Yep. Greatest trailblazer ever.
That's the dumbest shit I have ever heard in my life. He could possibly be the 3rd best, but we'll move on to that. We could do a whole episode about every team's every NBA team's best ever player, but it's for another day. So
no, that seems like some GOAT debate that I don't seem interested in.
No, that's not a GOAT debate. That's not a GOAT debate at all.
Bro, GOAT debate is so dumb. That's just so dumb.
It's got nothing to do with the GOAT debate. We're talking about every individual NBA team. What does the GOAT debate got to do with like?
We're just saying how dumb
it's not
it
GOAT
is.
Debate, but it's GOAT franchise debate.
Oh, it's what? It's
it
different.
not?
No one, bro. No, it's not the same thing, bro. We'll talk about that later time. But I
Well,
promise you, it's not the same thing. But we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here.
yeah.
I'm
We
trying to
got
watch
a
the game.
football game to watch, boys.
Yeah, facts.
All right, man.
Facts.
Peace for real.
Peace out. Lunchroom
Let's
debates
go.
to the moon, baby.
Peace.
Yes, sir.